I'm just setting up my laptop so I can see you as well on the live chat. So give me one moment. I'll be right with you. So we're just going to get out of top chat here and then turn the volume off on this. Okay. So I'm dropping everything here. Okay, so I'm doing the next stage now. I've got a window of opportunity now before I pick up my kids to continue with my texture-based ballerina. So what I have here so far is I've done the background. I've mostly done the skirt, and you see since the last time you saw this, I blocked out her top part of her dress, added a bit of dark black on the sides and some navy and some texture paste on top as well. And I've also added texture paste across the skirt in white, and all I've done is literally just got some of this structure paste from Viva Decor, mixed in with acrylic white, and just palette knifed it all on to kind of break up that very vibrant skirt. So I think it looks really good. Now I don't know what you think, let me know. But I've just added it on top just to kind of break that up and give it a bit more oomph really. I hope you like what's happening with it so far. I'm going to move on to stage 3 now. So there's a couple of things I want to do with her. Obviously I've not done her skin colour yet. I'm going to have to mix up some paint to do her skin and paint that in. I also need to do her hair. Now, as you know, I blocked in the colours for her hair using just a couple of colours. I think it was burnt ochre or umber, I can't remember which one, but I've actually just put the base colours down, and I need to really go into it with a bit more detail. And I thought what better way to do that, or try to do that, using either very fine brushes like these, and I bought these off Temu, and the detailed brushes. They're actually for nail paintings. If you have a look at these brushes, I can't see if you can see that. So that's what it looks like. It's super fine and very, very long. These very fine kind of hairs on there, and I'm going to pop that back in. And they're all different sizes and lengths. I've not ever used these yet. I've always meant to, and I think with the detail in the hair, they might be a good bet to try and put that detail in. I don't yet know until I try them out. So I obviously probably want this one, and most probably this one as well. And then, yeah, this one, which is really small, if you can see that. It's tiny, very detailed. So obviously I want some detail in her hair. There are a couple of other things I want to do as well. So highlights and lowlights in her hair to give it some 3D element and depth. I need to paint her skin in and put the tonal values into that. And then I also want to splatter this with a lot of paint and texture possibly. So it's going to be a lot of splatters and smudges in the background to tie the whole painting together. That's the plan. I just want to have a look at these markers that I had off Grabby. So I've got these lovely brush tip markers. I'm not sure if they're going to be great for this. It does say that these markers can paint over almost any surface. So we're going to try that out now and paint over this acrylic paint here that's dry. I'm going to grab a couple of colours. So we want mousy brown hair, maybe some lighter tones as well, and possibly some black. I might use a brush for the black. So these are the colours. I'll show you. These are the colours I'm kind of going for, maybe a few more. Those colours I think look pretty good. Okay, and a darker one might be a grey black as well. So it does look like a lot of colours that I'm going to be using. And these are acrylic markers, dual tone acrylic markers, remember. Okay, so I'm going to be using quite a lot of colours for her hair and seeing how it goes. We're working it out. Hi Aishu's Crafty Kids Club. Hi Aishu, love. It's great that you could make it this time. I know you're super busy with exams and tests and things this time of year. Great to see you on here. Thank you, with thumbs up. And hi Sudha from Resin Creations. I always get that name wrong. But yeah, thank you for being here. and it's great to see you here. I haven't told anyone I was going to do this again. I'm not very good at this, but I just wanted to get on with it today, and I've got less than an hour really to do as much as possible. So I'm going to give crack on, and feel free to watch. If there's any questions, pop them into the chat box as well for me. I'll try and answer them as I go along when I look back at the chat there. But I'm just going to pop some music on for you while I try and work on this. And I do like to get in the zone when I'm doing this and try and really get into the detail if I can. And music always helps with that, I think. So let's do that.
Oh no, anxiety creeps up on me.
Right.
Is this how it's supposed to feel? Tell me when it's over. I got someplace that I gotta be. It won't leave. My friends say, get out of your comfort zone. It's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home. Your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you were made. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something, but there's no word. I try to justify my actions, less reactions, heartbeat racing. Oh, it doesn't work. The doctor says take some pills, but this is not how it's supposed to feel. Upside down and in and out, I guess I have to take a break. Get out of your comfort zone, it's a blessing in disguise. Get out of what you call home, your name is written in the sky. It might feel just like you're on your own, but baby, it's another lie. Remember you were made. I try to work, but it doesn't work. I try to say something.
So very quickly, I realised that the tips for the pens are slightly thicker than what I would want them to be for this particular painting, for this particular purpose, because the head is so small and the hair bun is so small. So I'm probably going to try and use these really detailed brushes and see if I can do it that way instead. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of paint, a couple of colours in my palette here, and I'm going to see if I can do it that way. So first I'm going to go with burnt umber and mix a little bit of black into that, and then I'm also going to mix a more neutral tone and try and pick that out now. So we've got this burnt sienna, which is quite nice, and I might mix a little bit of this in with that as well, gold ochre from Amsterdam. So let's see how this goes. Hi Fiona, how are you doing? You made it. Great to see you, honey. Now, I don't know if you like what I've done with her. I'm just doing her hair, and I do tend to take a lot of time with getting details in when I'm painting, because I'm very much a detailed kind of person. Oh my god. So I just spilt a ton of paint on the dress. This is going to be difficult to clean up because it's a dark colour. This is a downside of doing it right over the painting. Let's just try and clean that up before I mess this up even more. This is the great thing about lives. You never know what's going to happen. You never know, do you? So I'm going to try and pick it up. Yikes. Last thing I needed. I'll pop it on there instead of wasting it. Wash my brush up and give it another go. So it's gone right onto my canvas. Yikes. So I don't want to ruin her beautiful dress there either. So I'm just going to brush it off with water. Typical of me. First thing I do is make a mistake. But then who doesn't, right? You just can't predict these things. Right, okay, nearly clean. It's a bit on the yellow. And I do need to pick it up quickly because if I don't, it will just dry that colour and you get that colour all over a skirt then. See, the brown is too, it's burnt umber, it's really dark. Ah, my yellow's gone completely brown. Okay, one more go. Maybe a wet wipe would have been better. Because it's still wet paint, I know I'll get it all off. It's just... This is not what you tuned in to see, is it? Me cleaning up a mistake as soon as I've started my live. Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a cloth. This is my painting cloth, it's covered in paint. I think that's okay. It's the best I'm going to get at this point. Okay. Yeah, it is quite delicate as well because it's dry, but it needs a few days to really set. So, okay, let's see who else is on. I like the girl's dress. It's pretty, isn't it? I mean, like, I've got a really critical eye, so I look at it like I see the imperfections and things that I'm like, okay, I wish I'd done this differently. I wish I'd done that differently. Like, for example, this is just me. I would say this particular petal is too big. I should have done smaller petals gradually going down. But once you put the petals down in this way, it's super hard to get another petal in here. I would really struggle now. So getting it right the first time is quite important when you're layering and thinking about sizes of the petals. Second thing I kind of slightly regret is these ones on the end. What I should have done is alternated because you can see the differences in the two types of petals. So if I put some of those in between here, it would really pull it together for me. But other people would say actually no, because skirts sometimes have a different kind of layer underneath as well. They can do. I know my daughter's got ballerina dresses which are slightly different at the bottom. I've seen many that are. But again, you know, it's interesting. It's looking good. I did go over these ones with some of that beautiful iridescent orange yellow, but I haven't yet done it on the others, and I might just do one or two here and there later. Anyway, let's see what's happening in the chat. Hi, Taz Alton. Sorry I'm late. Oh, you're not late, love. I just started. You're fine. Good morning, Sheldon. Sheldon Briscoe from Shell Rock Art. Morning. I know it's early for you, probably. It's like middle of the day for me. Good afternoon, Sheldon, I should say, and good morning for you. Hi, Kelly, love. How are you doing? You're from Idaho. Fabulous. We've got people from all over the world. That's great. Yeah, I know I'm human. I do sometimes forget. I've got to forgive myself sometimes. I've made hundreds of mistakes. And even with these two things I said I wasn't 100% happy with, I've learned from that. So when I make the next piece, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm going to alternate the types of petals or stick to one kind. I know I'm going to make them think about like the shape and size of the petals instead of just popping them down. And third thing I'll think about is probably most of these petals, if you look at them carefully, I've put down with my palette knife very straight. The dresses, they don't look straight. So what I could have done is actually curved them. And I think that takes a bit of talent and practice, but you can put a blob down and you can curve it when you kind of use the palette knife over it to bring it round. And I think some curved ones would look really good. I did start doing it towards the end when I realised, like these on the ends. But I think when I was down there, it was literally these. I'm just popping down straight, which isn't, yeah, the best way, I think. So again, you know, mistakes, I'm learning. So that's super fun. The next one will be brilliant, I hope. Actually, Fiona gave me a really good idea this morning of doing a series of dancers, so different kinds of dancers, like a Bollywood dancer, you know, so from different parts of the world, Mexico, other countries, like having dresses and trying to reimagine them and recreate them using texture paste and palette knife painting. And I think that's a fabulous idea. And it might be on my to-do list now because it depends on if I get everything else I need to do done. Who else is here? What can't I do? Kelly, that's so sweet. Thank you, darling. Um, to be honest, I think what I excel at, and it's why I'm good at my day job, is literally just thinking on my feet and working it out. So I might do, actually, do you know what? I might do a live. You've given me an idea of where I go on and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And I just ask you for a subject, a topic, a type of, medium, whatever medium you want. It could be collage, anything random, watercolor, it could be anything, texture paste, hot glue gun, I don't know, anything you want, and just do it. just see if I can just put a piece of work together on the fly, live, with no plan. And I think a lot of people would be interested to see if I could do it. And it'd be nice for me because I like being challenged. That's one thing that drives me, is the reason my channel probably won't get as much as like somebody like AB Creative or those people is because they tend to stick to very similar styles of art. If you look at my channel, one of the upsides for people watching who enjoy my work and kind of know me is that they don't know what they're going to get next week. But the downside for the YouTube algorithm is it doesn't know where to push my art out to, or my videos out to. And because of that, some people will lose interest because a lot of people only want to look at pouring, nothing else. A lot of people only want to look at texture paste, nothing else. Whereas I literally do anything and everything and random stuff. Which is why, it doesn't get pushed out. If you look at my last few videos, my lives have only had roughly 100 views. And most of those people are people I know, so it's not being pushed out because YouTube doesn't know what I'm doing next and doesn't know how to plan pushing things out, to the right people, the right audience. But I don't really care. I do this not for really views or monetization or anything. I do it because I find this fun. To me, this is not work. Work teaching is work in university sometimes, and sometimes it's not, depending on who I'm teaching or what I'm teaching. But this definitely isn't work, and it really de-stresses me. Anyway, enough of me faffing on. Hi, Simply Nanette. Hi, sweetheart. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day, guys. I'm going to get on and stop talking, wasting everyone's time. Let's just try and get this done. So I'm going to need some water in my paint, obviously. So what should we do first? Let's go in with the lighter colour. That's a bit too yellow for my liking. I'm going to mix some of this in and see what happens. Bit of a darker colour in. So I'm just trying to find out what colour looks good. So I did want it to have kind of mousy, brown, brunette-y hair. So as long as it's kind of those colours, I'm happy. I like that colour. Let's see if that looks okay on the canvas. It's a bit too watered down, I think, so let's just get more. This brush is probably way too thick. I'm going to have to find a finer brush. So the great thing about acrylic painting is if you don't like something, because those two lines, they're too thick, I can just paint over them or smudge them in and they kind of blend anyway. So I'm going to blend a lot of this in because those markers, although they look brilliant, I'll do a road test with the markers, the tip is too thick for me for this particular project. So I'm going to use them for a different project. Right, I'm going to go in now with my fine, where is it, brush. Is that too fine? It probably is too fine. Oops. Let's see if I can put some detail in. And I'm wondering if you can actually see this. You probably can't. I don't know if I can bring you down closer. Yeah, it does work. Yep, it's super fine. You probably can't see very well from the camera angle. I'm no expert at brush painting, not like some people I've seen who are fabulous. I'm much more comfortable actually using pens, acrylic markers and pens and that sort of thing. So I'm going to put some really fine lines in here, coming from her bun down to her head, to give the illusion of hair. I don't know, Fiona. I know you just said that if you stay true to your passion. I think it's also strange now on social media, on YouTube as well, because I know it's almost like a popularity contest, and I'm not really into all that, so it's kind of weird. I think that if I'm having fun, it doesn't really matter. I don't rely on this as an income. I have a day job for that, so for me, this is just fun, and if anything comes of it, then great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. It would be nice to be fully monetized, but it just means like it's like an achievement, isn't it? I'm just going to put some of the yellow in. Let's see if I might need to wait for it to dry a little bit, otherwise we'll have blending. Yeah, I might need to wait for it to dry a little bit. So whilst I wait for this to dry, to give it another layer of hair, whilst I wait for this to dry, I'm going to probably try and do the paint splatters. So I'm going to darken the colours. You can already see that I made a bit of an impact there. I'm going to go in with a darker pen. I might use ink actually on a few strands behind her hair as well, and really darken that bit to give it a more of a 3D look, and darken the outsides as well. Let's think about the next part, shall we? Let's pop these away because we won't need those. So where are we now? That's in there. I'll move these away a little bit. I don't want to get paint all over these grabby pens, and I will do a test run with these, but I actually used the pens to do an entire drawing. Let's move these. Right. Those brushes are actually quite good. For doing hair, I think, you know, I'll bring it up closer to you so you can see the hair. Okay, it's still not 100% realistic yet because it needs more work, but I will add a little bit more to it before I see you next time. So I'm going to go into it with white, not white, but kind of a beigey colour, and a little bit of black as well to really give it some depth, and some strands at the back, like I said. So, hi Adrian, how are you doing? Hi Mr. Smith, I can't even pronounce that, Mr. Smith. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, fun, enjoyment, relaxation is what's important. Hi Alison from Resin Creations with Alison, how are you doing? Right, okay, what do we do next? Let's do the paint splatters, shall we? So, that out the way. And we figure how to do this. So, there's a couple of ways we can do it. we can get a really strong bristle brush, dip the paint in and just splatter it. Okay, shall we try that? Yeah, I might mess this up, but this is only one way to move ahead. And I think sometimes when I am painting, I get super nervous and anxious because of the uncertainty when you're painting. You don't know what's going to happen, and that makes you think, okay, so anything could also go wrong. But then you kind of reassure yourself that if it does go wrong, you can still fix it somehow. So you just need to keep working on it. So everything is almost fixable. Most things are fixable. So we've got a pot. I'm going to put a bit of white acrylic paint into here. Now, I guess we could mix texture paste in with this. It'll just be... Oh my god, I'm having one of those days. Right, let me do this somewhere else. That's the second time I splattered something on my painting that shouldn't be there. Oh, there's nothing in this tube as well. That's difficult. So yeah, there's that. And there's this big blob now I have to clean up. Oh my goodness, what is going on today? Actually, that just looks like part of the painting, so we could just leave it. Let me see. What's going on today is just keep having all these mistakes. Making it worse. Probably just removed half the background there. Okay, could be worse, right? It's not too bad. Once that dries, I think it'll be all right. Right, okay, so fabulous. Let's get on with what we were doing. So we've got that. We're going to water that down a fair bit, okay? So I'm going to add a bit of water to it if I can find my spray bottle. And then mix it up. It's quite hard doing things on live because your painting is literally underneath everything you're mixing unless you keep on moving it out of the way. And I haven't got enough space here to move it somewhere nearby. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to mix this up. And we want it quite watery, right? But not so watery it loses its opacity too much. I don't know if that's too thin, actually. It should be all right. Okay, so we've got that. We've mixed that paint up. I'm going to find a brush with some strong bristles. So we've got that one, actually, my daughter's Play-Doh one. Maybe that will work. And here goes nothing. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's do this. I'll start with putting a cloth underneath it in case I splatter everything around. I'll move a few things out of the way. Time for the splatters. Is this a good idea, do you think? I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, it might be. This cloth isn't even big enough. Yikes. Okay, that's not going to work. 1 second. I should have thought of this. I've got a bit of a bag here. We'll pop that down instead. Pick up this painting. There we go. We'll splatter it then, yeah? Yeah, the ballerina's really come along this week. It really has. I'm probably going to ruin it now, but we'll see. Oh, please don't fall over onto the canvas. Right, let's pop that there for a second. I realise I need to cover the ballerina a bit. I don't want it all over her face and hair. So what can we do? We'll put a cloth over her, shall we? We'll put that dirty rag over her, actually. So let's put that rag over her. And the question is, how far do we want the the splatters to go. If you guys have any ideas, just shout them out. And I think if it goes across the bottom there, maybe higher, not on her hand obviously, and not on the corner there. I don't really want any all the way up, and then nothing down this corner either. That should do it. Can you see that? Let me check. I'm not 100%. That's better. Right, so where's that pot of paint? So we've got the pot of paint. I'm going to get my hands messy now, so I don't know if I should wear a glove. Maybe I should. 1 minute. I'll just pop a quick glove on. Here we go. Hi Evelyn from Orlando. Hope you're having a good day. We're just going to ruin a painting. Just joking. We're going to splatter this beautiful painting and hopefully make some beautiful art in the process. It would be brilliant to do a flamingo dancer at some point. So wish me luck. Maybe I should test it. Hold on. Let me find some paper to test it on. Yep, it works. Okay, so I just hope it's thick enough. Right, here we go. We need more paint. Should I mix more? We want big splatters, right? Wow. Okay. It's definitely going everywhere. Here, more big splatters. And we can, once we've... Yay, this is bloody fun, but I'm going to have to clean up half the stuff around. More on a dress, I think. Maybe just a bit more further up. Oh my god, literally everything is covered here. I should have done this outside. Can you guys see this? I think you can. Been watching on TV, have you, Evelyn? I'm glad you got some faith in me. I need more faith in myself. I'm liking it. I think messy paintings look cool. And we've run out of paint, so that's going to have to be. Maybe there's a better way of controlling this splatter, but this brush is actually not as stiff as I thought it was. It's too soft. Oops. Just landed the hair on it. Oh, God. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm happy. Let's see. Okay. Looks good. I'm gonna just make sure it's just blending a bit, because what I don't want is it to look like there's a straight line of no splatters. Maybe some on the top. Another hair. The bristles are all falling out on this thing. Yeah, I like that. I think the only thing missing, I'm going to pop that away, take my glove off, and get a wet wipe and clean some of the stuff around me. But I'm slightly OCD, as you notice. But one of the things that is interesting is that it actually looks nice, I think. What do you guys think? I'm just cleaning my plant pot here while I'm thinking about what to do next. I like it. I think what it needs, though, is some bigger splatters, which I can do manually. So manually, what I can do is add more splatters, and I can do that without splattering it. I can just use a brush or the end of a paintbrush. Oops, my laptop's got paint splatters all over it. It's literally gone everywhere. I'm clearly not very good at splattering. I need more practice at splattering things, so don't get it on everything. It's all over my new laptop, and yikes. 1 second, got that off. I'm not going to scrape it off later because it wipes right off, which is good. Oops. Let's try to start dictation. So yeah, so that's looking really good. I really like it. What do you guys think? You liking the splatters? Hi, Rainbow Kai. Lovely to see you. That paint is stubborn. It's not coming off on half the stuff. It doesn't come off leather, by the looks of it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with my paintbrush and I'm going to add some manual splatters in specific places that I think would look nice, okay? So let's do that. I'll clean that up later. So let's do that. Let's go in now and do some manual paint splatters. And when I say manual, I mean like super large ones, okay? So we're going to do super large ones together. And I'm going to need more paint. Yikes. Okay, let's get some more paint. There we go. And I'll just mix that up again. Ah, wrong brush. I made it brown. Let's wipe that out. Get the brown out. Okay. I'm going to make sure my brush is actually washed before I stick it in the white. Yep, it's washed. And we need some water in there. And I'm going to mix that up this time with no brown in it. Thanks, Mr. Smith. That's really sweet. I think by the time this is finished, it will be even more gorgeous than it is now. I'm starting to really, really like it now. I think before with just the skirt, there was something missing, and I think the splatters really bring it together. So I'm gonna get what should we do? Should we just get the end of a paintbrush? I think if you just get ends of a couple of paintbrush, thicker and thinner ones, we can do the kind of dots, the larger splatters. I'm trying to find another. Oh, we can even use the end of a palette knife, right? So a couple of different sizes of dots we want. That's a really large one. Let's do it. So I'm going to pop some bigger splatters on. Let's start with this palette knife. I'm literally just dipping it in. I'm just going to put it anywhere. I'm not really being precious about it. I'm just going to pop them anyway and everywhere. Right, let's get a smaller one. Wipe that off. Put that down. Get a smaller one, smaller dots. We got these two. I'm going to go in together like chopsticks and just see if I can keep them the same level. It works. see bits of brush hair everywhere. That doesn't matter. I mean, the whole purpose of this is to make it look not perfect. So I'm going to use a smallest brush now and just look at it. I'm taking a step back and having a look at it and seeing kind of what it looks like. And I think that some of these larger dots might need one next to them to look random. Probably should have worn a apron today. I didn't. So I'm gonna have a look in the mirror at my clothes and see if they're still wearable. Out. So yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm liking it. Too much, guys? Or is it okay? Some of you might think I've ruined her dress, and others might think actually no, this makes it look more fun, and like she's swirling around, you know, rather than just standing stationary. Bring some closer to the dress to make it look like it's swirling out, and the motion is causing all these bits and bobs to go flying. I think I'm done dotting. I've had fun dotting. And again, like I said, some of these larger petals looked a bit too obvious to me, so now they kind of more blended in with these white dots. I like it. I'm done. I think I'm done dotting. I've got a bit mad with it. Maybe some on the outskirts. I'm done. I'm definitely done, I promise. Okay, I think that's definitely done. I'm going to wash that out and maybe show you a bit closer in a moment. I need more rhythm. It's like me playing the drums. Hi Shannon, how are you doing, lovely? The petals are made of texture paste, which I mixed up. It was Viva structure paste, but if you look back at my previous videos, I show you how I mixed it up. So I do it on the first video. This is the third one. So we're kind of getting there now. I'm really happy with how she's looking. She's super beautiful, and once I've done her skin tone, I think it'll look really cool. So we've got about 10 minutes left before I have to go pick up the kids. So I'm going to do something controversial next. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I don't know if it's going to work, but it might work. And if it does, I'm sure it will look awesome. So we need a palette knife like this. And I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I'm actually going to take some of this structure paste, okay, on my palette knife, really thin layer. I'm going to smudge it into this background, okay, and that's the plan. I'm going to do it in a really haphazard way because I'm just trying to tie the whole lot together. Now, it might look worse, it might look better. We just don't know until we do it. Oh, that's great, Sheldon. Oh, I think you were in work, were you? Oh, I thought it was super early for you. Thank you, saying it's awesome, Shan. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a series. Fiona was telling me I should do a series of like flamenco dancers and Bollywood dancers and have different skirts, you know, and different types of petals and things for the dresses. So that'll be super cool. I can imagine a red and blue dress and a pink and purple dress, or just a pink one with variations. So I've got texture paste. I'm not sure this is going to work. Maybe I'll try it on a piece of paper and see what that looks like. So I'm going to smooth it out on my brush. I don't want a lot, okay? I really don't want a lot, so I'm going to pop it back in the pot. My laptop keeps going off. I just want it on the top end of my brush, really, so I can smooth it on. I'm going to see what happens. I really should have got a wet cloth here. And just scrape it onto the background. Wish me luck. I hope this doesn't go wrong. No, I like it. Okay, I don't like the fact that there's it looks like a palette knife on there because of the shape. But no, I'll be all right. So we're going to keep doing that now. We're going to do this. Oh, you had to play taxi today. Okay. I hope the missus is okay. She got to work okay with you driving. Not to say I think you're a bad driver, but... Right, let's get this on there. So a bit more this time. Which way shall we go? This way? If I just go like that, maybe it'll be better. Let's try again. Try not to take it all the way to the top, then I won't have this straight blunt line at the top. Like I said, you can just do anything you want. It's just, there's no rules, is there really? As long as it kind of looks nice. Maybe we need a bit more this time. You can't see what I'm doing over here. Maybe you could see if I pop it here. Yeah, that's a bit more. That's better. I can see it now. This structure-based stuff is cool, isn't it? I don't know why it's called structure paste. To me, like, structure paste would be different to texture paste, where it's thicker. This isn't. It's pretty much the same consistency as texture paste, this Viva one. So you have to thicken it up, which is why I was adding cornstarch to it all that time. So I want movement in the background. I want music, movement. You know, she's dancing at the end of the day, so we want to see all these crazy things happening in the background. I'm not putting enough on, so let's put a lot on this time. I'm going to take the edges off so it doesn't look so... Just be careful that it doesn't look like I've got a palette knife on there and there's a square shape on there. I'm just trying to avoid that by doing it this way. And you can go in with your fingers, obviously, and just smudge it right in, especially if you see a shape you don't like. I like that. In fact, maybe I should do it with my fingers. It works. I don't know if it's too much there, so... I like it. I don't know if I should go too close to her head. I don't want to really disturb that area. So let's put some down here. And then maybe a little bit down here. bit by your hand so it doesn't look too... I like it. It's nice. Just gonna check in with you 1 second or so. I'm kind of in the zone now. I'm just literally just making sure it's tying the whole painting together by looking at the top and then looking at the bottom. And I'm kind of going with my finger on the skirt. Yeah, I'm liking it. I think that looks cool. Oh, but you don't think I've messed it up. But I think before it looked a bit too bland for my liking. I'm going to pop this lid back on before it dries out. I really like it. I think once I've done her skin, she's going to look fabulous. So let's see if you can see the whole of her. It's troublesome trying to get her to fit in this tiny little camera because the camera itself is on the stand that's not really high enough to capture the whole thing. See if we can see the end. You can't even see the end of the canvas this way. Maybe you can catch it that way. Nope, not really. So yeah, so this is the entirety of it. It's looking beautiful. I really like it. I'm wondering whether to bring some of these colours into her top or not, or just to leave it like this, but I'll think about that one. But yeah, I think we're almost done for today, and the last part of it will be for me to colour in her skin. I'll put the base coat down off camera, and then I'll finish it off putting the highlights and the eyebrows and the eyelashes and lips in on camera. So it'll be the last one for this series, for this particular ballerina, with one more live, and it'll be a very short live, I imagine. So yeah, she's really coming on fine. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'm just checking what's happening in the live chat. You're all talking amongst each other, which is lovely. It's a heat wave. Whoa. Okay. 106. That sounds hot. That's in Florida, right? You paint in a t-shirt and undies. Is that right, Shan? Makes sense. What are the petals made of? Yeah, I think I answered that one. Just texture paste, really. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna start wrapping up and just tidying up and washing my hands, and get this all dried up. And one thing about texture paste is it can become quite heavy, so I'm going to reinforce the back of this. So I mean, this canvas is heavier than normal because of the amount of texture paste on it. It's quite a large canvas, 40 by 50 as well, which means that it will need some sort of support underneath. And really easy way of doing that is just pushing in some foam card. Okay, the foam card that you can buy. And that really gives it some stability, really, for stop it from sagging. Okay, so that's it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one. So I'm going to say bye to you individually. Bye, Evelyn. Bye, Shannon. Bye, Aishu, sweetie. Bye, Sheldon. Bye, Alison. Who else have we got? Quite a few people. Bye, Nanette. And Sudha, bye Fiona, bye Mr. Smith, bye Rainbow KK, bye to all of you. Thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Bye for now.